We're going to review the boards that are available in the lineup now. I figured we'd start at the biggest ones. So here we go. We of course have the 12.6 race boards, and you know, those are really good for cruising, not good for surf, but any place else, and a lot of people who are either not interested in the surf or not near it would find that a good board to go cruise around lakes or in the ocean. Those seem to really be gaining popularity as people become more familiar with the sport. The next board down, which was kind of one of the first ones, was the 12-footer. And we have that one and also an 11-footer that's very similar to it. Those two boards are kind of your starting point. And a 12-footer is big enough for most people, even over 200 pounds, to start on. Anybody with minimal athletic ability would be able to go in flat water like a harbor or a lake on that board and have a very successful first outing. The 11-foot board is similar to that, and you know, if you're a smaller person, maybe 150, 170 pounds or less, the 11-foot's probably big enough for you to go out and paddle around in the early stages of getting going with it. Both of those boards actually surf pretty well. Obviously they surf like big boards because they are, but they're designed to surf, and they actually surf well. Moving down the list, then there's a couple more that came along. It was a 10.6, a tri-fin, which is kind of an in-between board. So if you're a bigger guy, you're coming down, getting into the surf, that's a good board that is more maneuverable than the 11 or 12, and still forgiving enough that you've got something under you and you can paddle it. The 910 was done at the same time. It's a little bit different design. It's a quad, has a little more pointed nose, a little more shortboard influence on that one. But that one is a good board for bigger guys who want to get into a smaller board, or more regular sized people who are coming down from a big board, want the performance but aren't ready for something real small and twitchy. We have a 9.6 that is a tri-fin, and it's a little more longboard shape, good for surfing. As you get down below 10 feet, you start losing the glide, so you know, long distance paddling is not really what that one wants to do. But it surfs well. It's a good board, and that's another, you know, transition down for people going from, you know, getting from the bigger boards down to the smaller ones. There's a 9.1 quad bat tail, and that one's been real successful. I've ridden it myself a lot. That one is a lot of fun to ride. That one's getting to the smaller end of things. So, you know, for people who are not too big or very skillful, that one's a really good board to surf on. The last two that we introduced are the 10.7 and the 9.7. So the 9.7 and 10.7 are more shortboard influenced. They're the latest ones. The 10.7's a tri-fin, the 9.7's a quad. I'm not sure, they may on that one even be set up with 5 boxes so you could run it as a tri as well. But those boards are more shortboard influenced, got more pulled in noses, got wings on them, and so those are really good boards for shortboard influenced surfing on a stand-up.